IDS 302. Um, Welcome to Module 5 already. Oh my God. This class, not to scare anybody, but doesn't it end like next week, the end of next week? Today is Monday, June 14th. It's about 12 noon, a little after, and it's hot as you know what outside. Uh, yeah, so it looks like we're coming down the home stretch for sure. Well, for 5.1, let me get into talking about the quizzes. Um, it's good when you follow the instructions. I asked in the quizzes to make sure you use terminology and concepts from the readings. I even think I gave you page numbers, but it's pretty clear that some of you, many of you did, and some of you did not. And sometimes I question that, do you have the text or did not? Because the questions, I'm not going to rehash it, but I believe it's pretty clear. Anyways, there was also, I was surprised that there's an amazing lack of knowledge on how to organize a paper, and I say that tongue firmly planted in my cheek, but I kind of mean it. It's a little overkill on that, but it's a Word document, Word doc submission, and I already been harping on paragraph indents, writing a paper properly. This course is an L course for literacy. Part of literacy is knowing how to organize and present your papers, right? I say right, like you know that, maybe you don't, but it is. So when you give me a straight one paragraph, 2 pages for 2 questions, it doesn't work for me. Again, I make this big deal. Don't apologize to me. When you send me emails, don't apologize. You're not offending me. Things happen in real life. I'm not offended. You don't have to apologize. I don't judge you personally, the content of your character. You haven't cheated, you haven't plagiarized. It's okay. If you want to send me reasons that you might want to ask for flexibility, definitely. Okay. But don't apologize. I'm not offended. However, when you just throw word salad at me with no paragraphs, no thought process, no conception of what the reader goes through when they're reading. Now I want an apology. Nobody's ever apologized to me for that. But, if I gave you instructions like that, you would look at it and say, this class sucks. Why? Because it's so disorganized. You don't get a chance to take a breath, don't get a chance to absorb. Paragraphs are issue, indent paragraph. When you change the flow of your writing, it's a simple thing too when you're dealing with 3 disciplines. You should probably have 3 paragraphs, at least maybe 4 with the first one, then 1 discipline, 2 disciplines, 3. But that's an easy one. Okay, step up your game. Endeavor to step up your game, right? Okay, quizzes. Other than that, good job. Okay, so step 3. I'm scoring those, still trickling in, but I wanted to say something about the unbalanced sources that I see for some people. Most of you are giving me 4, 4, 4. That's what I wanted. I thought I articulated that. I think it's in the sample, but 4, 4, 4 is the way to go. There's uh, an issue with some people give me like a lot less, 3, 2, and 2, and 1 or something. That doesn't work. You need to collect the research that went before you to assess what's going on as you move your research forward. So people got dinged for that. Organizationally, they look good. Some of the analysis were a little brief, but they look good. And uh, when you do integrative research or interdisciplinary anything, when you're using 2 or more disciplines, it is very true and expected that one discipline may lead the pack a little bit more, right? Didn't want to emphasize this sooner because I don't want you to start having bias towards economics when you've got political science there too. But I do let you know that there are certain issues, certain problems that we look at. One discipline might dominate that more than others, and that's something you might want to touch on in step 4. It's not always. I like treating them as equals right now because remember we're at research at a crawling stage. we might not be able to get the nuance of hierarchy of disciplines, so to speak. So, all right. The readings this time around, Tanner chapter 12, The Value of Interdisciplinary Studies. It's only 5 pages. It's a good one. Read it. You need to have that type of information at your disposal when you are selling yourself as an interdisciplinarian, so that you don't say, when somebody says, "Is that where they just throw shit against the wall and see what sticks?" And you go, "Oh, yeah," because that's what I did. Okay, don't do that. Chapters 13, 14, and 15, 28 pages, those are optional, but it's something good to page through, especially if you're working on your career mode and things like that, trying to develop how interdisciplinary studies works in with your career and advancement, things like that, all right? Yes, it's optional, but everything is optional. Everything! Okay. Want to go out to eat tonight? It's optional. Okay. So now, remember back last module, all of a sudden I was thinking, wait a second, there was supposed to be a discussion board. Didn't I have you guys read Benson and Newell? And I'm like, oh my God, I moved the discussion board to this module and didn't move the readings. So I reposted them. Benson's 5 arguments against IDS, 7 pages. Newell's response to Benson, 14 pages. Okay. You're going to do a discussion board about becoming an interdisciplinarian. It's very important that you understand, look at the instructions in the following discussion, utilize, that is mentioned, cite, but don't need to do a cite reference list, don't. The Newell and Benson readings found in learning materials, as well as all readings thus far, and number 1, identify some key characteristics of becoming an interdisciplinarian, including interdisciplinary learning, writing, and research. Number 2, what do you see in yourself that resonates with these characteristics? Now remember that interdisciplinary studies is an academic scholarly field that can be applied to many areas in real life. However, interdisciplinary studies is not an occupation, except for me it is, but no, it's disciplines are academic fields of study, learning. Occupations are one thing. Political science is a discipline. Politician, occupation. So if you want to tell me how this might help your occupation or how this is, you've got to get the disciplines in there. Remember to capitalize them. It's a disciplinary thing, right? Okay, so read the instructions there. Important that you use paragraph line breaks, because this is typed right in the discussion board. This is where you can use paragraph line breaks. Give me a little gap. You don't have to indent, you have to, because I know it's hard to do or impossible in discussion board. It's not a Word doc. So you're just going to do the discussion, okay? All right, there's a minimum word count. There's response to 2 peers. Okay, read the instructions. Easter egg number 1 is, it's a blank. It's a blank. Formatting is important. Have we heard that one before? That's on a hit list, right? Formatting is important, Easter egg number 1. Okay, regarding your surveys, I'm getting a few trickling in. I like that. We're seeing what's going on here, and we are, I am, sorry, I'm trying to reorganize my doggone list here. I'm doing surveys. These seem pretty good. And I will ask you to tweak a couple things. All right. Remember though, quantitative, everybody gets the same choice of answers. There shouldn't be any other responses. There definitely should not be any other with a blank. Okay, but there shouldn't really be an other. If you think there are other answers, figure out what some of them are. Keep that list going. There's definitely 0 yes or no questions, but there's also 0 binary questions. By that I mean a binary question has 2 choices, either or, either or, either or, right? Yes or no is either or, yes or no, true or false, yes or no, agree, disagree. So they're all binary choices. You need to expand that and give us some nuance, give us some intensity, okay? Choose all that apply is a great question. Choose all that apply, and you can just list stuff that fit your criteria. Yes, you can ask for income levels. Yes, you can ask for ethnicity, all those things. If it requires it for your study, if it's valuable data, you could ask people about being, are they entry-level workers, blue-collar workers, middle management, executive. I mean, you can ask, think, step out of your box. This is all on you. Don't like, oh, he didn't tell me what to do. Do something. I'm gonna play dad job now. Get off your butt and do something. So uh, it's fun. You're at the end of this survey, you're gonna, dang, this is pretty cool. Then you realize I could ask some other questions. So it's always gonna be like that. Don't worry. Just give me more than 4 questions. I'm talking about gender and age, and then 4 more. That's nothing. Gender and age and 8 more is what I like to see. Okay, but you send them to me, do it. Now remember, if you get those into me by tonight for me to review, so that you can post it tomorrow, I'll give you an extra 5 points on this video. Um, then there's 27, 24 people in this class right now. I think, yeah, 20, 24. I want you all to do all of each other's surveys. Do them all. Make sure everybody gets that. At least they have 20 responses. But remember, it's random adults. These aren't 20 responses from my classmates. They're 20 responses from random adults. Don't do student loans and focus on everybody having a student loan. Everybody does not have a student loan. Okay? Don't do questions that focus on college students. Everybody in this study is not a college student. Okay? Just like they're not all male or female. Open up your eyes. Okay, we'll get through it. It's a fun experience because it really gets you a chance to think and create, and cover your areas, to be interdisciplinary, to be a critical thinker and look around an issue, top to bottom and around it, right? Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. Easter egg number 2, I should have been thinking of before that. Get your survey in. That's Easter egg number 2. This week, step 4 is up to bat. Step 4 is a challenging one. Look through the instructions and the sample. What I'll do, I think, is I will, because it seems like I've been sending a lot of videos lately, doesn't it? Of course, I did the extra one yesterday, or Saturday for surveys. I wanted to look at what it looks like, but if you have any questions about step 4, because I haven't talked about it, you let me know. Shoot me an email. In the meantime, I am going to talk about this in the next video on Thursday in depth, okay? But between the sample and the instructions, it should be pretty clear. This one, you got to do some writing. You got to do some noggin work too, okay? That's right, I said noggin. Okay. Trying to get out of here under 15, and we will do it. So, back to my notes. And survey says, no pun intended, because it is a survey that you're doing. Easter egg number 3. No binary questions. Okay. No binary questions. Gotcha? All right, let's do it then. Have fun with this, coming down the home stretch. And by the way, people are asking me how many responses they should get. 20 or less, I'm not too pleased. I'm not too happy. 20 to 30, that's not bad. 30 to 40, that's good. 40 to 50, yeah, that's good. Over 50, you killed it, okay? So the only time the score grade is going to slide is if you got less than 20. Some people have turned in less than 10. That's just unconscionable, okay? The survey research is about data. Without data, this is nothing but a compilation. So remember, this is one of the most important ingredients that you're doing, okay? So as he zooms in, forks up right there. Peace out. Talk to you soon.